go. Train time. Where go?
Gentlemen, this school is about combat. There are no points for second place.
This is the Never Down, Never Out podcast with your host, T.R. Matson.
Welcome back. I think I've got the recordings. My goodness, I tweak one thing and it just throws everything off. So I appreciate you tuning in. I hope these have been coming across good. Today's going to be a quick one, episode 140. That's crazy. We got 10 more to go in this section and we're done and we're moving on. So good for that. Hope the mic sounds good. I will get this figured out at some point, but I want to get this one recorded before the chaos ensues with the family coming home and getting loud. So hope you're having a great morning. If you're new, you're just tuning in real quickly. We started this thing back in January 2026 this year. Foundations of Mental Toughness, first 30 episodes, and then Discipline Habits, Daily Execution were 31 through 90. And then 91 is where we started the section we're in now, Failures, Setbacks, and Resilience. And that'll go to 150. So what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about how growth requires pressure. To me, this is a simple one. You've heard all the cliche things. You've heard me say it before. Growth is something that comes when we push ourselves. We don't grow outside our comfort zone. We grow through what we go through. All of these things. You've heard these things. If you want to live a life of averageness, then don't push yourself. It's that simple. And I hate to say it sounds mean, but it's the truth. If you don't really want to accomplish anything, if you just want to exist, if you don't want to positively affect others around you, if you don't want to see what the potential is on why you were put on this planet, then don't put pressure on yourself. Just get a job, go to work, maybe meet somebody. We'll see. Who knows? Go out, grab some beers on Friday, I guess. I don't know. But you're never going to really grow in that world. And that's the harsh reality of it. Change and pressure is what develops growth and what are the things that create who we are. And when I was a kid, I didn't really understand it. When I was a young adult, I didn't understand it. It wasn't really until the Navy when I started pushing myself, realizing like, wow, I just accomplished that. Well, what else can I accomplish? And then you push yourself harder and then you're like, man. And then it just becomes this perpetual, what's the next thing, you know? And eventually you're in your 40s and you're writing books and starting a podcast, I guess. I don't know. But it teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you what your potential is, where your shortcomings are, what you need to work on. But if we just don't ever do that, if we don't ever push ourselves, if we don't ever put that pressure, then you kind of just exist. There's so many people that I run across in life and we get talking and they ask me what I do. And depending on my mood, I give various answers. You know, sometimes I'm a podcaster, sometimes I'm a writer, sometimes I'm a pilot occasionally. And the writing gets the same response most. Oh, I can never do that. I can never write a book. Well, you don't know that. How is that even a thought? Like, of course you could. Everybody listening to this could write a book. Everybody. It doesn't have to be the same type of book I wrote, but everybody could write one. Everybody has the ability to do it. You just don't know the process. So figure out the process, right? Learn. And my mentality shifted on that a long time ago. And I think the Navy is really a lot of what created that because it pushed me outside of my comfort zone without me really having a choice. Whether it was strapping myself to a parachute behind a truck in Alabama to learn how to do parachute landing falls or learn how to land on an aircraft carrier or dealing with aircraft malfunctions or being thrust into leadership roles on the ground in my squadron. I mean, you get presented with situations that you couldn't even imagine. And when you do that, you naturally you have to react. And that pressure causes you to grow. And sometimes you do it right, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you handle it right, sometimes you don't. But at the end of the day, you definitely grow as a person, and you are more prepared for the next time. So I think I was lucky in the sense that I found a profession that naturally pushed me because I wasn't naturally pushing myself. And then it became a quality of mine, and now I do it all the time. I remember back before we had kids, we were living in Georgia, and I'm doing the job and airline pilot thing, and it was fine, and somehow, somewhere, I think it was through one of my wife's friends, they sent me a link to a wakeboard boat. And it was like the most god-awful looking wakeboard boat. And they're like, this would be a great thing to buy, man. Like, what a great price. I knew nothing about wakeboard boats. Zero. My dad had a fishing boat. I knew how those were, but honestly, I have forgotten more, and it's been a while since I've been around it. No idea about wakeboard boats. Started doing research, learning about them, learning about different brands, learning about what they do, wakeboard, wake surf, the differences. Wow, it's interesting. Well, down at the lake, there's a demo day. Hey, hon, you want to go do a demo day? She's like, well, sure. What are we doing? I was like, I'm not going to buy anything. Like, I'm just curious. We went out on a demo, and it was super fun. And my wife had a blast. And I did not bring the hitch ball for my truck on purpose to not buy something that day. And what I learned is you could still buy a boat. You don't have to take delivery. I had no idea how to operate a wakeboard boat. I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about driving it, nothing about wakeboarding, nothing about wake surfing. But I took the leap. Now, am I telling you to go out and buy a wakeboard boat? No. I mean, unless you want to and you could afford it. Let me rephrase that. No, unless you could afford it and you want to. That's probably the better way to think about it. But I learned a lot about a lot. And I'm not just talking about boating. I'm talking all the way about communication between my wife and I, and learning how to drive the boat, and learning for her how to drive the boat, and all these things. But there was a pressure there. I didn't really know how to back a boat down a ramp. I didn't know how to tow a boat. I hadn't done that. All of these things. And it's a stupid example, but it's an example that applies to dang near anything you want to do in this world. Do I regret buying that boat? Heck no. It was fun. I had a blast. It ended up getting me involved with Wake for Warriors. And I mean, do I have a boat now? No. Will I again? Maybe. I don't know. You never know. But I loved it. And it's just that constant learning and that constant growth. And I often talk about, the idea of moving, whether that's down to the lake or to land or something. And people ask why. Do you not like your house? Do you not like your neighborhood? And I go, no, it's great. It's a great house, great neighborhood. But the idea of moving to land, I could learn about things on how to deal with land that I don't know about. The idea of moving to the lake, same thing. I mean, you're constantly, once you get good at this idea, you can constantly push yourself and put pressure on yourself, positive pressure on yourself to grow. But if you just get comfortable existing, to me, that's a scary life. That's a life that leads to regret, resentment. It's a life that it really makes me wonder, is it worth living that way? So if you find yourself looking for these answers, push yourself. Put yourself under some pressure. Put yourself in a situation that's outside your comfort zone and go for something. Try something small, but go for something and see what happens. And you'll be surprised. You'll find that you have more resilience. You'll find that you have confidence. You'll build confidence. You'll have fun. And if we're not having a little bit of fun here on this crazy world, what the heck are we doing? So I hope that message sinks into somebody. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow.
T.R. Matson is a 20-year Navy career combat veteran who flew the E-2C Hawkeye and F/A-18C Hornet. He's the author of Treason Flight and Vengeance Flight. You can reach him at trmatson or trmatson.com. Thanks for listening to the Never Down, Never Out podcast.